I got love for
Let's
Let's
Connect
Connect.
has been disconnected.
No, no, Let's Connect has been my baby. Okay, so
Let's Connect has been disconnected. It's like, wait
Jesus,
a minute.
I'm telling you, but yeah, we're supposed to be on live right about now.
Mhm.
Right about now.
I'm waiting for our Facebook to update the connection so I can tell everybody and let everybody know that we are live.
Yes,
You know
we
how we love
yes,
to tell all of our people just to remind, because people are busy, you know, they got
yes,
things to
yes.
do.
Hmm. But
So
it's
we
good to
just
be
have
back.
to remind everybody that we're here and they can join us ASAP.
ASAP. It's
ASAP.
it is good to be back. When I tell you, it's good to be back.
It is. It
Yes,
definitely is.
I miss my peeps. I miss acting the fool.
You
uh,
said it. You
yeah,
said it,
listen,
Rizzy.
you know I'm gonna be, cracking on myself. I'll be like, I don't need nobody else to do that. Nobody else to do that.
Oh,
Yes.
I know. So why haven't we been here for a minute? Let's welcome everybody officially and tell them who we are before we go into why we haven't been here for 2
Yes.
hours, not a minute now, remember. Okay, it's
We
been hours since we haven't been here.
Yes, this is the Let's Connect show with Reese and Carol Tanya, and we are a
Yes.
weekly show. We're a weekly show, supposedly supposed to be weekly, but we come on Mondays from 6 to 8, and we just talk about all kind of stuff, all kind of topics. Topics that hit home, like topics that you can learn from. We talk about health, women's health. We talk about credit. We talk about dating.
Mental health, which is a big deal these days.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like when you guys come on and join us and interact with us because Carol lives for that. Not
Of
me.
course.
Not me. Carol lives for that.
Of course I do. No shame in my game.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah.
shame in my game.
So that's what we do, you know. That's what we do under our Let's Connect show.
Yes, everybody. So if you have not joined us before, that's okay. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And we are happy to have you here, even if it's for the first time. We're glad that you're here.
What?
And
Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Girl, I'm trying to multitask around here. Yes, yes.
as usual,
As
it's Reese,
usual,
the
the
multitasker.
multitasker. Uh-huh.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what were you saying, my love?
So I was saying that just welcome everybody. If you haven't been with us before, this is, as Reese said, this is the show called Let's Connect. And we're here. Usually we try to be here every week, every Monday.
We
From
try.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on My Turn Radio.
Yes.
And you can download My Turn Radio in your app store. Just go to your app store and download it and take My Turn Radio with you and listen anytime you want. Okay, My Turn Radio is an all-female radio station. So even if you're not listening to myself and Reese, you listen to some other DJs, and there's various different types of content. So pick what you like. All right. This show is called Let's Connect. And like Reese said, we talk on this show and we have fun. We have serious topics, we have fun topics, we just talk about whatever we think is affecting us, in our world today. And geez, we have a lot, right, Reese, that's affecting us.
Oh yes.
And it runs the gamut.
Sure do.
It runs the gamut. So we talk about everything. We talk about relationships. We talk about finance. We talk about mental health. We talk about autism. We talk about postpartum depression. We talk about
you name it, we'll talk about it.
You name it, and we try to cover it on this show. And what I personally love also is that we try to bring in experts to come in and give their expertise. So it's not always just our opinions, you know, that we're giving you. Of course, we got a lot because everybody has them, right, Reese?
Yep, of course, of course.
But we try
Yes.
not to do just that. We try to bring in the experts in the particular field.
We don't Google our stuff. We don't have
No,
to.
we don't just let's correct that because we do Google.
No, we just we don't just
We
Google.
don't just Google.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I
Google.
know. I know. Yes, yes.
You know, well, we do bring in the experts to come in and talk with you guys on their expert perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Facebook just keeps on messing with me so much. There's so many changes. I can't even figure out.
Girl, I give up on that. I give up on that.
It's like every time I turn around, there's something here. I want to comment, and our page is not even under our page anymore. It's like, okay, where did this thing go?
I don't know. We need to take a class just to keep up
I need
with
a class just to figure out how to write a comment.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm just
telling
gonna
you.
leave it alone right now and let our amazing friends just do the work for us, okay? Because you know, you guys know how to do this stuff. Yeah, so Reese, why haven't we been here for hours rather than
Why you start? Why haven't we been here?
I don't know, you tell me.
What do you mean you don't know? Well, so much has happened.
You're the one who like to put your business out on the street all the time. So let's go.
Oh, wow. It's like that. Okay.
Let's get the tea because you always got all.
I got the tea. Well, I moved up with my granny. So that was like a whole thing. Because as you guys know, she's 95, living by herself. So I'm like, you know what? My granny getting old now. So we need to like, you know, take care of her and everything. And she recently had a minor stroke. Thank God my son was there when it happened. And but let me tell you, she back to her old self. Thank God it was minor. It didn't affect like major, like speech and, you know, unable to walk or, you know, the major, she didn't have a major stroke.
Oh, I'm so happy about that, Reese.
Yeah, but you know, she was like not remembering stuff anyway, but now it's gotten a little bit more worse. And I'm like, my baby, man, you know that's my baby right there.
I know how close you are with your grandma.
Yeah, so you know, but let me tell you, this lady is like, I see how I am going to be at her age. So we in the hospital. She's the worst patient. I want to go home. My family's here today. Why am I in here? Why is she flirting with the doctor?
She's flirting with the doctor?
Asking the doctor if he's single. Okay.
Well, maybe she was inquiring for a friend.
And then she
was inquiring for a grandchild.
Or whatever. That's bad when your granny trying to hook you up, okay? So anyway, she said, "You're cute." Oh. That's what she said. She says, "You're cute." Oh. And the guy and the doctor start blushing.
Oh,
okay.
Cute. Well, then he's really cute.
Yes.
If he's blushing, he's really cute. Oh my!
He was cute, I must say.
Oh.
Yes. So then I'm like, okay, so you know she loves to shop. So I'm like, I'm gonna stop taking her to the store because she loves going on the road. We have to go on there once a week just for her to get little. So I'm like, we're gonna find you a little enrichment center where you can hang out with people your age, play cards, they have music, do little. We went over there. She was like, I'm not coming back. Because first of all, the music that they're playing over there is like guitar. Oh. Okay? Oh no, Granny want to hear some Marvin Gaye and some Luther Vandross and all that.
Well, all right.
Like, she went to jazz yesterday, okay? She went to jazz yesterday. So, do I have to tell you anymore?
I just love her energy.
Yes.
I hope I'm like that when I'm at 95. But realistically, we know after a certain age,
yes,
just human. After a certain, none of us can go forever, unfortunately. And she has been
Oh,
strong, healthy, and independent this whole
yes, she has.
living on her own
Yes,
this
all this time.
entire time,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm proud of you for actually going to be with her and keep her company and
Yeah,
safe,
she loves it. Girl, she hasn't cooked. I wake up in the morning, I give her a breakfast, I
as
give
you
her a dinner,
should.
and she acts like, lady, you just need a tiara right now, okay?
Yeah, that's
And
she
hear her.
deserves it.
And
Listen,
that's what
if
she
it
said.
wasn't for her, you wouldn't be around,
She was
right?
like, and she said, and so I should. That's what this lady told me, and so I
Yes,
should.
yes,
So I'm not
I'm
by
with
her, but
her. I agree with her.
yes. And then so that's what really was going on, moving up, getting situated. It's just been crazy,
Yeah,
but it
girl.
was worth it.
That's good. I'm
Yes,
really
yes.
glad. I know that's a tough time,
It is.
and you're so busy relocating your entire life, your kids' life.
I'm busy on a normal day, much less
Yeah,
this.
much less adding that into it,
Ugh,
and now traveling too because you're further away
yeah,
from work. So, now you got to
but
be on
it's
the
worth
road.
it. It's worth it.
Of
It's my
course it
baby,
is.
so yeah.
So unfortunately, so friends, peeps, our peeps, like we like to call you guys,
Yes.
we're just explaining to you out of respect to let you know why we haven't been here, not for a minute, but for several
For
hours.
for yeah, we can't even say a minute. We can't even
We've been
say a
out for
minute
a minute, because we've been out for a few hours,
on for a few hours. Yeah. What you said,
for a
20,
few hours.
24 hours?
You know what I'm saying? We've been
Yeah.
gone for a while now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but out of respect for you guys, because you guys always support us,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. So we just want you to know that we understand that we need to just give you a little bit of explanation rather than just coming back like, hey, what's up? We back. No, yeah,
Yeah.
we thank you guys for always being with us, and that's why we were gone for a minute. Similar thing with me, I didn't move anywhere, but it's winter time, health issues and family problems and whatnot, that has to be taken care of. And
Yeah.
for a minute, everybody's sick.
Okay.
Not the COVID or whatever, but just in the schools, they have all these viral infections and all of this stuff. And, everybody's sick and down. And my kid was out of school for a bit,
Okay.
couldn't even go to school. That's how bad it was. And so, things happen. Myself had some health concerns I had to deal with, just making sure everything is good. I'm good. It's all good. Thanks be to God. Thanks be to my Jehovah. And
Yes.
we're
Yes.
good.
As you said that, girl, listen, you remember that Bible story book that I was telling you about?
Yeah.
Girl, downloaded the book the other day, and me and grandma going through it, and we were like analyzing it. Now, when I was a child and I was reading it, I never fully analyzed it, like, oh, we're just reading it.
Because you never
But
fully understood it. Not
gra-
that you didn't analyze it. You didn't
yes,
understand, when you're kids,
yeah, but girl, me and grandma was breaking
breaking it
it.
down.
So let me tell I apologize to all men out there that we've been giving them a bad rap. Okay? We've been giving, Eve is the one that caused all this craziness.
Yes.
When I know,
It's
I
her
knew,
fault. It's Eve's fault.
listen, I knew that, but then I broke it down. I'm like, that
Yeah.
woman,
It
that
was
woman
Eve. She was the one who instigated it and made
instigated
sure
everything.
that Adam ate that apple. It was Eve. It was all Eve's fault.
Do you hear me? And we here talking about men and giving men a bad rap, and it's we started.
Yep.
Listen,
And for anybody who don't know what we're talking about, is the story in the Bible.
yes,
You all can check it out for yourselves. Go read the story in the Bible and know that Eve was the one that really was in her
yeah,
husband's ear, like, go ahead, eat it. Eat that apple.
man.
Well, don't you think that we should know what's right and wrong?
But Carol, it brought back so much memories from growing up. That book, I ordered the physical book, but I have it on my iPad. And I said, oh my God, I remember this. And we just broke it down. And me and grandma was
I am so proud of you, girl. Look at you.
Look at God. Look at God.
God is
Yes.
working through Granny.
I'm telling you. But it was really, I'm like, it just, sorry, man, for all the men out there on behalf of Eve.
Well, still he knew what was right from wrong. He knew it was wrong because he was told.
But we instigated it. Eve
Yes, we instigated it, but
Call
he
a spade a
is
spade.
just as wrong, which is why we all, men and women, we suffering right now because he's just as wrong.
He should have been like, listen here, lady. You didn't
He
hear
should have
God
been like,
say.
listen,
He should have been a man and said, God tell us not
you
to
want to go do that? Go ahead, do it by yourself.
Go do that.
Exactly. You should have
Oh
been
my
like,
God.
listen, I'm the man and I'm not doing it. So you need to just sit down and listen.
Keep yourself quiet, right?
Keep yourself quiet. Exactly. That's what he should
Oh
have
my
said.
God.
And she was
Yes.
relying on him to go do it.
I tell you, boy.
And
still
to this day,
to this day,
influencing men.
man, up to this day, man. Jesus.
Oh, still to this day. So Reese, since we're on the air, say you know, I want your opinion about this, my girl that I new hairstyle, everybody.
Okay.
If y'all haven't seen it, I look different today.
She trying a little something.
I'm trying a different look today. I'm being a little
that.
bit more adventurous because if anybody knows me, I'm not usually this adventurous.
You're hanging on too long with me. I'm rubbing off.
No. Usually I'm more conservative, more
in the box.
reserved. Right
in
now,
the box.
for me, this is wild and crazy.
To me, well, I'm used to the other one. So I have to get used to this.
Used to it, right?
I gotta get used to this.
I have to get used to it too. But you know what? Listen, after you start to get older and you get to a certain age, you're like, whatever, I'm just jumping in the water.
And change is good too.
Change is good.
Change is good. Sometimes you need to change up.
And most people just told me they're tired of me looking the same. They're like, we're tired of it.
That is why
your look.
Yeah, it's true. That is why I start wearing my little makeup when I have my little events. Because it's just
I am so glad you mentioned that. Let me tell you something, Reese, and I want to tell you on the air.
Wow.
Girl, this little red number that you wore recently also, you look like the bomb. Okay. Okay, you were working it. You look so pretty and stuff. I was like, oh my God.
Thank you, girl. When I looked at the picture, I said, something look good.
You look good. Yes, girl, you look like, as the saying would say, I'm gonna try this. You look like a snack.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
I saw your pictures. I was like, look at this girl.
Girl, we had so much fun last night. It was taping of our last show for the year for the Good Vibes. And it turned out to be, first of all, thank you. Thank you for introducing me to Chandra. I love her. I'm taking your friend. I'm snatching her.
I know, I'm snatching her back because she's amazing.
Oh my God.
By the way, she's on tonight.
She's on tonight. So, and I told her that I can't do the show but I guess it's gonna be on demand. So I definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be on demand. But tell everybody, where did she say her show was tonight?
Oh Lord, seriously?
She's on Fire TV, she's on Apple TV, she's on Roku.
Yes.
Tonight, presenting,
yes.
I'm gonna drop an amazing woman.
She has introduced me to good people that we had them on the show last night. Girl, you have to watch this show.
I know. Remember when we first started this show?
Yes.
She had introduced us to a whole lot of our speakers who actually came on.
But Chandra has two sides like me, which I love. We have the serious side, which is what I tell people, if you want a serious, let's connect.
Yeah.
But then we have the fun side. Oh, girl. Chandra is, you can't hardly hear her talk, but honey, yeah. She is the balance.
Yeah.
She is the balance.
I absolutely 100% love her, and Kendra knows this. Yeah, we've been talking for years. I've known her for a while and she is amazing. And I love
Yes.
her positivity and she works really hard. So I like her and it's good to have good people in your corner,
Oh
you
gosh,
know,
when
and
I
we can
tell you.
support each other.
So yes, so last night it turned out after we had our little, we did our, taping, we had a little Christmas party and we didn't leave here until 1 o'clock last night. Okay.
Oh,
But
wow.
yes, it was that much
That's
fun.
nice. I'll be checking it out. What was the
You need,
topic? Can you say the topic
yeah,
of the show?
we had what high value men look for in a woman
What high
and
value men?
what high value men look for in a woman. And it was all men on the
Do they
panel last
look
night.
for other high value women?
You have to check out the show. When I tell you that I
High
learned stuff,
value men. I wonder
high
what does
value
that
men.
mean? So
You'll see.
listen, you don't have to explain it. If you guys, because I would want to know, I'm going to check out the show because I want to know what constitute a high value man. And if he's such a high value man, what exactly is he looking for in a woman and why?
And you will see that on it's dropping this weekend. It's
Okay,
dropping this weekend. So it was so good that we had to do a part 2.
that's nice.
It was, and the guys, I'm telling you, it was
Your
awesome.
behind the scenes, your BTS pictures,
Yes.
of you and the crew. That's nice.
Yes. So it's really, and that's what I wish that we had for the Let's Connect, because it's a whole different vibe. Not that I don't love this, but seeing that
Yeah,
when
you
we
don't
do it,
love Let's Connect. You're done with
I,
Let's Connect and you've
never
moved on.
lies you tell,
Mhm.
lies. You
You
know
have
who was here?
moved on to your new crew,
Whatever.
new show, and
Do
you
you
just dumped Let's Connect by the wayside. But it's all right, man. You're
do you
going.
know who was here last night too? Shelly.
Shelly was there too.
Shelly was here last night.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's another good one. And another
Oh
good
yeah.
friend that we've made. Yeah.
Yes. She was
Yeah, she's
there.
amazing. She's
Um,
gonna be doing big things. A lot of you guys are gonna be hearing a lot about
listen,
Shelly in the
I have
future.
I have so much energy that we are going to push Let's Connect to the next level next year.
Right, girl.
Because I see that our show, we need shows like this. Not only our show, but we need an outlet. We need somewhere for us to talk about real issues.
Real things that are happening in
Yeah.
our communities,
Yes.
real things that
There's
are
a
happening
lot.
to us. There's so many we don't talk about a lot. And like we always say, this is just not for the Black and brown community. However, there's so many things that we do encounter and we do live with in the Black and brown communities that we have to speak from experience. So that's why we cover a lot of these topics.
And I'm actually gonna have those gentlemen that were on the show last night to come and talk about their business. I mean, they're taking it to the next. When I tell you these brothers and taking it to the next level, Carol. I mean, I gotta, and you know what? They said something because we were like bigging them up yesterday and let them know that they're doing a good job. And you know what they said? Black men love to hear love when the woman recognize the good that they do.
Yeah.
They don't. You always hear, the black men, they cheat.
It's black men, it's people in general. It's humans.
Yeah. No, but for the men, in particular, we always have the tendency to be like, oh, he a cheater. He don't want to work. We don't uplift them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're doing a good job. I love what you're doing. They want that just as much as we
support and in them,
Yes. So
it goes a long way.
And that's what, when he said that, in my mind, I thought we need to do a show to give our black men their flowers.
Yeah.
We need to give them their flowers. Let them know that they're doing a good job. Not all black men sell drugs.
I love that topic.
Not all black men go to jail. Not all. Dear society, we have classy black men.
Of
that
course we do.
work.
We've got
That
lots.
yes.
And we've had several on this show.
And
Okay,
I
we
talking about
have.
that, I am going to get them on the show so you can meet them, see the level, and Chandra introduced me to them. Yeah, so definitely.
Love
So
it, love it, love
that's
it.
we not only honor our women, we honor our men too. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely.
I love it. I love that topic, and I am for it 100%.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah.
like I
And
said, research.
there's a lot of things that I'm learning. There's a lot of things that I'm learning with everything that's going on in the world today. And there's a lot of things that I did not know that I'm learning now. Like I'm interested in, wow, why is this way? Why they talk about us this way? Why do we go through this? You
Yeah.
know, so now I'm more, I used to read my little novel, my little Daniel Steele and now I'm taking up books that let me know like what Black people went through, why there's a struggle, why it's interesting to me now.
Yes.
So
You know,
that's that growth. That's growth.
absolutely.
Reese has grown. Oh my God, I'm so proud of me.
Yes. There,
Yes.
I don't completely remember the name right now, but I
Mhm.
will go back and research it because I just learned about this last night. And I'm not going to say I'm embarrassed that I'm only learning about this right now because, like you said, it's about growth.
Right.
Last night, I just learned of a Black composer, classical composer, and he is actually from the Caribbean. He was from Guadeloupe.
Okay.
Where his mother was Black and his father was, white. He was a slave owner, etc. So, but he actually rivaled, he beat out and was better and competed with Mozart. Have you heard of and I was like, wait, how did I not know this? His name is Bologna. And I forget his first name, but there is a page on Instagram that I follow. It's called Know Your Caribbean. And it's amazing. There's a film coming out about this man's life, a Black classical composer. He was so talented. And there's a film that was just made about it. It's being released in 2023, and I will be supporting, I will be watching, because this is about growth and stuff. And we never hear about these folks. And we hear about Mozart, we hear about others, and Bach and all these other classical composers, but we never hear of any who are actually Black and brown. And this man was actually better and beat Mozart at it. Oh, you have to go watch the film.
Okay, remind me.
Yes, and we will remind everybody on this channel as well, on this platform.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so that's what's been happening, and as I said, I am so pumped up for 2023. We're gonna put
girl.
Huh?
Say hi to Lethe.
Hi, Lethe. Hey, I'm not even on the okay. So yeah, I have the urge, and I just want us to just let's connect to the next level. So you guys just get ready for some new topics and some
new energy.
New energy is going,
and please give us suggestions. We always ask for suggestions and nobody ever makes any suggestions, right? Everybody's happy to chat with us, but nobody makes suggestions. Is it because you guys are saying that we're doing such a great job?
I know. Please let Carol know. Please let Carol know.
I need to know.
Carol needs that.
I have an innate need to know. Please let me know.
Please make this lady happy and make my life easier. Yes.
No, let us know, because we always ask for suggestions, but nobody makes any suggestions, right? But they join us and they join in the discussion. So we're glad that you guys are happy. But we want to know some more. We want to know what you want. And we'll be happy to incorporate your ideas and your suggestions. So 2023 it is.
Yes. Please continue to support. And so with that being said, we're going to move into our I'm so excited about this topic that we're gonna have discuss today. And what was the topic? I'm working on 5 hours sleep. Okay, 5 hours sleep. I am
'Cause
working.
you're so busy. You're a busy, busy lady. So
Busy.
today on the Let's Connect show, everybody, our topic today that we want to talk to you about is how do parents empower our children to be leaders in the next generation?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How do we empower leaders?
Yes. And today, we are actually going to have our guest, Principal Olden, and he's going to join us. We're just waiting for him to come on, and there he is.
Hello,
Hi,
hello, welcome,
hi.
welcome.
Welcome to
Welcome.
our show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was listening in. It was good conversation.
Yes, yes. This is how we do it every Monday.
Yes, we try to have a good conversation here. So welcome. Thanks for joining us, Alton Bolden.
Yes.
Yeah,
How you
I
doing?
want to make sure I say your name correctly and I pronounce it the way it should be.
Yes, a lot of people call me Alton instead of Alton. So
Yeah, right.
yes,
That's what
it's
I'm like.
one L.
Is it Alton or
One
is it
L.
Alton?
Alton, because
yes,
Jamaicans say Alton.
Jamaicans say
Yes,
Alton. That's right.
yes.
You know, Americans say Alton. So I was like,
Alton.
okay, which one is it?
I know it's like
Yes,
when I was
one L.
like it's like when I came here, when I'm in Jamaica, it's Andrea, right? Came to the States, they're like, how do you pronounce your name? Andrea or Andrea?
Andrea, yeah.
Or Andrea.
Andrea or Andrea.
Yes, it's
Andrea?
always something different. Don't even get me
Yeah.
started with my name. My name is simple, just Carol, right? Simple. I never get anybody who calls me Carol. I get Carolyn, Caroline, Carolyn, Carolina.
Oh,
Anything different.
yes.
So, yes. Anyway, welcome, Al.
Welcome to our show.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I had the pleasure of attending your event. The Thanksgiving event was very nice. Even
Thank
though it
you.
was
Thank you
late,
for
even though it was
attending.
late, it was, I made it, but it was really nice. You know, the whole setup and the kids, you know, it was really nice. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Just
And
trying to fill in.
yeah, we have to. And this is perfect because with our youth today, this was a good topic. And I'm like, yes, you know, we arranged this weeks ago.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. So
So-
glad you did, Reese.
Yeah, I don't want to get fired, you know, so I'm trying to do my job.
Did you messing with me again?
Gotta keep. So Alton.
Yes.
Alton.
Alton.
See, you saying it
Listen,
wrong already.
You
Listen,
said it right. Yeah, you said it right.
Listen,
Just
I'm
go to your
Jamaican.
Jamaican mindset
Yeah,
and you'll be all right.
I'm Jamaican, so bear with me, okay?
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into.
Okay. So I am the middle child of three. My parents had all boys, and my parents were both educators who both also became principals, which kind of laid the groundwork for me and my brothers. We all went into education. I am the only one currently still in the classroom or still in a school, but they wanted us to have some job security back in the, 90s when we were graduating. So teaching was it. And, hanging around my parents, I saw my dad as a principal deal with a lot of different things. And I saw my mom succeed at it. And so did my dad. So it I was kind of homegrown to be a leader when it came to education. And I kind of started coaching, which led to me starting on my own school, really, because I was always told I should have a school, and I went into the leadership program. The public school did not want me or want men at the time. They played the game where they were trying to balance it, have men and women. So I got tired of waiting, and I've received a job here at Piney Grove, and I've been here ever since. So 10 years ago, I was blessed with the opportunity to become the principal, and with the guidance of the pastor and the guidance of my parents, because they're still here helping, I'm still here successful today. So parents, please invest in your kids. You know, you spend time with them, you will see the fruits of your labor, because I am definitely the fruits of my parents' labor.
Let me
Wow.
say this. Kudos to teachers.
Thank you. Thank you.
I could not be a teacher. They would fire me the first day.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm telling you,
I'll
kudos.
attest to that. They would fire you the first
Oh,
day.
but yeah,
Well,
you guys, my sister is an assistant principal, you know, so she's been in it, but yeah, it's not easy.
no,
It
and
is
then not
not
having
easy.
enough men is the other
That
issue. We don't have
I
enough
was just
men in
gonna
the
ask you
profession.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I think that would be an added value if there were more men in the
Yes.
team. It would.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I was in two parent conferences today with moms about their sons, and the struggle of today trying to educate, motivate, raise a young boy without any assistance is very difficult. I felt bad for the mom because she's trying to juggle work and figuring out
I
his moves, dealing with her
Yeah.
stuff. Very, very
listen,
tough.
been there. I have three boys,
Ooh,
one girl. Okay. And not because listen, thank God my boys are not the typical boys that I
Right.
have to be like, I don't know where they are, you know, they're doing all kind of stuff. Listen, I take their laziness right now because they are some lazy creatures, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
rather that than
yeah,
not knowing where they are,
yeah.
Right.
wondering what they're
Yeah.
mixed up in. It's by the grace of God. And I think that boys need fathers or father
They do.
figures.
They
Yeah,
do. They do. We
They
do. We
do.
do.
absolutely.
It's the one misconception is a lot of boys do things to impress girls, but we don't. We do it to impress other men. It's almost like marking your territory. I buy a big truck to
Mm,
show you my truck is bigger than yours. I put big rims on my car to show you my
mhm.
rims are bigger than yours. It's not to impress the women, it's to impress
It's
the other guy, to show
Wow.
him, look, I'm gonna one up you. And that's where that misconception is. So when we don't have men to impress, we run amok, we go astray, we lose our way because we don't see the example. And that's the issue. Most of us are emotional, sensitive, nothing against women, but it's because that's who we see. So we
right,
pick up their characteristics.
right. And
Uh,
I actually, while I was at your event, the young man that did you had a trailer.
Yes.
The young man that did that trailer,
Raul, yes.
Raul, I guess he came in. Tell me a little bit about him that came, because I'm thinking that he came in a certain way, like not broken. I don't want to use that word.
No, he did not. He came in, I got Raul in the 8th grade, and it was at a time when his dad had just left, and he was confused because he was thrown into fatherhood immediately. When
Mm,
I say, like, he was literally taking care of his twin brothers, and they're from Haiti, so mom still doesn't speak good English. Mom still can't drive that well. So Raul had to take on all of that responsibility while trying to manage his emotions of, my dad just left and didn't turn around, didn't call,
mm,
doesn't come by. I'm confused, Mr. Bolden. And for a while, he wanted to get back at his dad. And I had to tell him, listen, because I'm here educating you, you don't know the upbringing, the education your father has. So understand now that I'm educating you on how to forgive, how to move forward, how to pour into somebody. Maybe you can do the same to him one day, because he was really, really hurt. He had to work his way through life. He had to figure out how he was going to get to and from school, if he was going to play a sport, what he was going to do with his life. But what he allowed us to do was to pour in him. He was not bitter. He was not hard to deal with. He was educated, so that made it easy. He had a really good attitude. He just needed to see an example. And his example was us. So it allowed us the opportunity to spend time with him, to show him things. Like I took him, we do a lot of things like taking kids out of town. We do a lot of real life experiences. And his first time out of town without parents was with me. His his first time in a pool was with me. Here now I have this 10th grader who's never been in a pool before, and we live in Florida.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
saying, why have you never been in water? He's like, his mom was too scared to go to the beach, and he had never been to anybody's house before because they didn't let him spend the night. So this was all new to him. And because I bestowed that opportunity to go on a trip to see something different, it was like, wow, I'm learning new things about life. And it made it so much easier to transition him to adulthood. So I taught him how to drive. I taught him how to change windshield wipers. I
Wow.
taught him how to tie a tie. So we do a lot of nurturing. We do a lot of caring. We do a lot of life skills. And if they follow our lead, they'll be great. I turned around and said, man, if I follow what I'm saying, I'll be even better. Because some of my students,
Yes.
have come back and he was like, Mr. Bowden, guess what? I got a 750 credit score. And I was like,
Mm,
whoa, how did you do
Yes.
that? He said, I did everything you told me. And I was
wow.
like, wow, I need to listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
yes.
it's those kind of things that
Oh,
make
that's
you say,
wonderful.
it's worth doing. And
Right.
these are from graduates. And he is definitely an example. Like I said, we hooked him up with one of the guys who was doing our graduation photos. And the gentleman saw him doing the photo. He saw the gentleman doing the photos, and he's like, I'm into drawing. Maybe I'll gravitate to that. And we got him a job with the school board one summer. He started working for the school board, and they said they loved him. It was an internship. And they loved him so much, they invited him back the following year. He was a 11th grader. So his 12th grade year, he hooked up with RJ. And not only did he hook up with him, they now are in business together. So he doesn't work for RJ, he works with RJ. So he is definitely doing a
Nice.
yeoman's job, because here this young man took the bull by the horns and said, I'm going to make my own path. He didn't go to
Yes.
college, but he's successful. He's an entrepreneur. He's working. He
Mhm.
does commercials. He does commercials that show on TV now. So he does commercials for
Wow.
doctors' offices. Yeah,
Nice.
he's doing big stuff. So I'm very proud of him. He
I know you
definitely
should
has
be.
shown the way. So yes, I like that's definitely a product I would like to show off. This is what we put back into
Of
society.
course. Of
That
course.
is amazing. I love it. Now, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the school, because is this a prerequisite, right, for all the teachers in your school, that they have to do this one-on-one or these hands-on with each student? And how do you determine who gets that hands-on type?
Okay, when you say hands-on, you mean
Like the way you took him under your wing and you taught
Okay.
him to swim, and everything that
Okay.
you did, the personal touch. Because I'm just imagining that has to be a little tough, right? You can't do that for
It-
every student, or
it's
just to talk me through that.
Well, because we have more of a family-like environment, everything we do is done out of love. So we tell them the positives and the negatives. I'm very transparent. If a new student was to walk in and they're sitting with somebody who hasn't been making very good decisions, I'll say, listen, you need to pick and choose your friends wisely. He's been making bad decisions lately. He's going to get you in trouble. So you might want to be careful. And the student will be sitting right there. So they understand everything that we're saying, it's to your benefit. Now, I can't force you to do anything. I can only give you advice, and I'll allow you to make your own choices, and you'll see the outcome. So once they see that their decisions aren't the best, then they start to gravitate, and they notice nothing's done harshly, where I'm not telling jokes about you or your situation. I'm telling you how to make it better. So that's different for them. Normally somebody doesn't care or they are criticizing them, but to hear somebody say something positive every time you see them, to hear somebody try to uplift you every time you see them, to hear somebody have your best interest, it kind of allows you to drop your guard. And because I don't just do it with the kids, I do it with the teachers as well, because they are young adults who are growing to be better role models. So I have to practice what I preach. So if they're going through something, we help them out just the same. So it's a buy-in. We don't play favorites. We play those that want to get help. And we let them know you will grow through what you go through. And this allows them to see the things that they're going to go through, from Raul realizing that he can do it without his dad. You just have to have good people around you. So he surrounded himself with positive men. And now he's moving forward. and we allow them to see these things. So when we have a kid that comes in that is looking for guidance, we'll guide them. Each kid finds it in their own time, and then a teacher, obviously, they see what I'm doing and they mimic it. They will be transparent. They'll be very blunt about it, but we're all nurturing. So if there's a kid downstairs who is having trouble with the teacher downstairs, or a kid, there's probably a teacher upstairs that they're friends with, that they're comfortable talking to, that they can calm down to. It's almost like, well, mom made me upset, let me go upstairs and talk to dad. Or mom is upstairs, has me upset, I'll go downstairs and talk to auntie. And we smooth it over and get them back into class, where that's kind of difficult to do in the public school system. And then the other caveat is everybody looks like them. This isn't something that I was striving for, but I have a 100% minority school, and then I have 100% minority staff. So you understand the kids a lot better. You don't have someone with a different agenda, and it's easier to communicate back and forth because we understand their language. We understand what they're going through at home. Exactly. So it makes things a lot easier, and that's a big part of it. So having that family environment, it was like what we did during Thanksgiving. A lot of them don't sit down and eat together, turn off the TV, put the phone down.
Phones down.
So we practice that. We preach that. We take phones. So it eliminates that silent enemy that's getting a lot of our kids. So we take that out of the equation, and now it's just you and me. We have to communicate. So these are some of the things that we do that make it easy, because a lot of them want this. They want somebody to talk to. They want somebody to show off for. They want to hear if I'm doing it right or wrong. Honestly, boys want limits. And generally, our moms don't give us limits because they want to be our friend. They don't want to hurt our feelings, or they feel bad about a situation. So those limits are really far and in between, where here it's immediate, it's consistent, it's all the time. So they know the expectation.
I don't remember. Is all boys?
I was just gonna ask.
I don't remember.
It used to be.
Because I saw something that says Pine Grove Boys Academy.
Academy.
Yes.
So what's up with the girls?
So it is not all boys anymore. We originally started with only boys because we want it to be different. Every school has to have their hook. They have to be unique in their own way. And we were unique in the sense that we had all boys. And we originally started out with 33 boys, and we got as high as 116 one year. And, you know, after the pandemic, things went down a little bit. So we was like, how can we open up our doors to more opportunities, more ways for people to donate? And we said, well, we have to include girls. So we included the girls piece. So we have more boys right now because that's what we're known for. Right. But we're getting girls, and our VPK has girls. So we are trying to change the dynamic, because as we grown, we see our girls are in just as in much need as our boys.
Yes.
What's the age range of the children in the academy? What are the class range?
So we have VPK. So we start at our 4-year-olds, and we go as high as 18 or 19 in high school.
Oh.
Yes, we do 12th grade and we graduate. Yes, very wide. Yeah. Right now we have about 107 kids. So we're back over the 100 mark. That was good, but we're not in it to fill the school up. We're in it to make a difference. So our classrooms average between 8 and 14 kids. We don't have a class with more than 15. I have one class with 15, but most of them average between 8 students to 14 students.
So they get that personalized touch, that attention. That's great.
To me, when I went there, it felt like a private school. Like
that's the reason I'm asking.
Yeah, it felt like and that's good.
Well, it is a private school. We are a private prep school in the inner city. And that's what we're offering them. So the opportunities that they get, like we took 76 kids to a Miami Heat game. We were supposed to take 150. Some of them got left, but we were able to take 76 kids last week to a Heat game. We're going to take some more kids to a Dolphins game. And it's about the exposure, the experience. It's like if you've never been on a plane, you're not going to want to go or do it. So we expose them to things like, hey, you don't have to be on the team. You can own the team, or you can work in the office. You can do things if you want to be a part of the Miami Dolphins or the Miami Heat. you don't have to just be a basketball player. So we try to
Right.
teach them longevity and opportunities as well.
I
Our
love
kids need
that.
it, or especially in today's climate,
Yeah.
our
Yes.
kids need it. Because
And
when
teach
I
them, like
thought
you
we had,
said, you don't have to be a basketball
right,
player. Life is
No.
not
because that's
just
the
around
mindset.
that.
That's the
Yeah.
mindset. When I grow up, I want to be an actor or a basketball player or NFL. I mean, you know how many
Yeah.
people are trying out for that? What are the
Yeah.
odds,
They-
you know?
And
So
most people don't make it. It's just like being, if you want to be a superstar singer, right?
Mhm.
I've
Most
been,
people
that's
don't
my,
make it,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so they need to, our children need to understand that there are other avenues, you know, that they can do and still be successful.
yes,
Right. Well, not only
yes,
that, they don't know how much work goes into being an influencer or
Yes.
someone who's doing content on social
oh,
media. They just see it and think, I can do that.
and yeah, they think
Well,
it's just 1, 2, 3. It's a
And
lot.
they will tell you,
right.
just being an influencer, they spend like hours
Yes.
I was,
Yes.
we were just saying
editing.
that we were just saying we need a course in how to post on Facebook. Okay.
I do too. I do too.
Yes, it is a lot. It is
Yes.
a
Yeah.
lot.
I remember when we first started this program, I did a lot of editing, and there were times, Reese, remember how many times I complained to you? I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This is crazy,
It's
because
it's
it
too
takes
much.
so long. But I do want to ask you, though, I love that you clarified, what's the criteria for the children to enter the academy? Or is there any
Uh,
criteria? Is there a
what
financial
there?
criteria? Is there educational criteria? Like what's the, can anybody apply? Do you have to apply? Like how do you get in?
Well, yes, everybody that comes have to apply. And a part of that process is there's an interview process that I go through with all new students. It's not just you fill out the application, you pay registration, and then you enroll, because there's a buy-in process. There's first a buy-in from the parent, but then there has to be a buy-in from the student as well, because it's the student that ultimately has to want to be here. It
Right.
can't be a force, it has to be a choice, because everything we do here, it's your choice whether or not you're going to comply. And from wearing the shirt and tie every day, to the haircuts that we require, to you wearing a belt and a certain type of shoe, all of these things, it's no longer your way. You know, kids no longer have more rights than the adults in the private sector. Public school, they can complain and sue a teacher if the student is absent 20 days out of a quarter. They can sue the school, and it's the school's fault that they didn't pass. Well, here the kids don't have that obligate or that right. They have to earn everything that they get. So outside of the tuition that the kids pay, you can either do a scholarship or you can pay out of pocket. Our tuition is around $8,000. We are the cheapest in the state. I've checked, but we offer more than most of the schools in our area that are any school that has the amount of students that we have, 100 or less. I know they don't offer what we offer, because we're about opportunity and exposure, because we have a lot of connections. We try to get the community involved. So they open up opportunities for us, which allow the kids to be exposed to more. But back to your question, all they have to do is they fill out the application. They can be from VPK to 12, and then we take a look at who we're getting. We just don't take you. We're not a behavior change school. We are a school that's here to provide a small setting, a close family oriented environment, so that the kids can feel safer. They feel like the people care. They will tell you, I feel loved here. And that's a
Mm.
part of
Oh,
learning. If you don't
yes.
feel loved, you're
Yeah.
not going to learn. If your
And
teacher doesn't love you, they're not going to feed you what they
right.
should. It's like
Ooh,
trying
Yes.
to eat
I'm so
from
glad you
somebody.
said that.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
I'm sorry to interrupt you 1 second. I love that you said that, because you can tell you're a teacher, right? You're a success
Yes.
teacher. You could tell, because you know, my kid in her previous school, she was an A student, but then suddenly started struggling because she suddenly had a teacher that didn't love her.
hmm
And
yes,
her whole mindset changed. And
yes,
then the grades started tanking and all the trouble started happening. And
yes.
I was like, wait, what's different? Something has changed. And then, so as a parent, I had to pay attention to that. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to move her to another school because she
Yeah.
is suddenly my honor student, suddenly
Right.
struggling and just cannot keep her head above water. So I changed the school and she's flourishing again. She has a
If
teacher that loves her. You know,
that,
and
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 it's
you
that's
like,
can,
that's often
oh,
what happens.
and you know
If you
what, you
think
can
about it,
tell. Go ahead,
go
sorry.
ahead. Well, if you think about it, if somebody's cooking and they don't love you, the food's not going to taste as good. And that's the same thing I tell my students. So make sure you're making your cook happy so that they feed you food that you like.
yeah.
And that's the knowledge, that's the content, that's the information that they're feeding you. If they love you, they're going to give you more. If they don't, they're going to give you a little bit. You're not going to get all that you need to survive.
And you can tell the teachers who are in it for teaching and who isn't. Well,
Mhm.
there's no money in
Right.
teaching,
It's just
but
like,
But they're
hey,
just doing it
but
for
still,
just because it's their job. You know, they
yeah,
have to
yeah,
fulfill that
I have
requirement, so
bills to
they do
pay.
it.
But you do have some teachers that do make that difference in a kid's life. You really
And
do.
Alton, I'm pretty sure also you have meetings with the parents because parents need to be so aware and involved in their kids' education so that they can recognize that, you know, maybe something is off with the kid and they have to
right,
champion, you know, them making sure that the kid is where they feel safe, right?
right, right.
So
I
how,
have,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Well, I do parent meetings. Like I have a parent meeting on December 19th. Let me make sure. Yes, on Monday, on December 19th, I have a parent meeting and we are going to the YMCA. That's on the one that's on Six Trunk. So I try to do it in a different setting. And once visiting the YMCA, I said, we have to bring more attention and awareness to what's in our own backyard. It's not being utilized. So I have a parent meeting there. And what we do is we discuss the trials and tribulations of being a parent. There is no class, there is no school, there is no group of people that you can go to and spill your guts and not feel ashamed. Well, at the parent cafe, that's what we do. I start off by talking about all the mistakes that I've made with my kids. So as we go through that conversation and I talk about my 6 kids, then people feel a little more open to talk about their story because I'm not there to judge, I'm there to help. So I get my parents to open up and talk about different things they've tried. And I tell them what I've tried with their child and why they respect me more than they respect them, what I'm doing and what they need to try or what I can assist with. And one of the biggest issues is time. A lot of my kids want time and their parents don't have it. So
Yes,
they'll tell you, you can't check me if you don't spend time with me. And
my
I
kids
spend a
check me.
lot of time.
I no, they check me, and you know what? I've been a single mom forever, and you're right. Kids don't remember. Oh, mommy bought me this. Mommy bought me that. They remember. Oh, we went to the beach. We went
Yeah,
here. We went. They,
right,
they, and we as parents, we're so focused on providing for our kids that we're
right.
not thinking of the effect that it have on them.
Yeah.
So,
It's often
it's
that's because we're trying to erase what happened to us growing up. And we
Yeah,
don't want our kids to go through it, but we realize if we're successful, maybe what we went through might be good for them too. So
right,
they'll be
right.
successful, but we take that
true.
away from them
We need
and
to
we make it too
balance it.
easy. Yes, it's
Yeah,
too easy for our kids today.
yeah, yeah. We need to
Too easy.
balance. We have to balance that. So
You
I
know,
agree. So you mentioned. So it's called the Parents Cafe.
Parent Cafe, I
Yes.
saw that
Parent
on your
cafe.
site.
So is
I
this
like that.
replacing the PTA? Is that
No,
like
we do that is not replacing the PTA. That is for parents only. Now the
okay?
PTA meetings we have here and we invite them out and it's really about the school. It's
Okay.
about what is coming up, what we need help with. But the parent cafe is about kids only. That's all we're
Okay.
talking about.
Got
The
you.
last
I like
meeting,
that.
yeah, the last meeting went, I think, 2.5 hours. That was
Wow.
a mistake. We didn't try, but we were so into it. We looked up, they were like, Mr. Bolden, it's 9:30. I was like, oh my gosh, we've been in
Yeah.
here 2.5 hours and
Because
they still
parents
were
need
not
to
ready to
talk.
go.
And do
We
you
Parents
do.
need
find
We
to
that
do.
it's well
We do.
attended by most of the parents or just a small section of?
It's still a small section. I had about 7 to 11. I think it was maybe about 11 parents. I had only 2 guys. I was grateful for the men, but the moms were there and they were voicing their opinions and they were asking for help. And then the guys were offering some assistance. So it's very, very important. One thing they all said is the children don't treat us the same way they treat the moms. And that's in school, that's everywhere. So if you can find a male figure who can act as a liaison for you, that can fill in the gap, that can be there to kind of push that kid in the right direction, I would definitely say find one, because the male leadership is a lost art. And it's something that definitely needs to be pushed more. If I could find more guys, I would bring more guys in. I'm fortunate to have, I think I have on average about 7 men here every day. So I have two security males. I have one custodian male, or two custodians. Let me say a bus driver, my dad, and then I have 3 male teachers. So, and then myself. So I have about 11 men here every day that the kids
So
see.
volunteers would be help, you could get volunteers.
I would want volunteers for my mentoring program. I have a mentoring program called FBI. It stands for Fathers Being Involved. And that's just the acronym is for any male that participates, you're going to now step into place as a father. It doesn't have to be your child, but you're going to be fathering a child by giving him information and guidance.
Okay. Real quick, I wanted to ask you, how long have you been doing the Parents Cafe? How long were you?
I've been doing maybe about 3 to 4 years. I've been doing it, and it'll stop because of low participation. But right now, I say if 2 people show up, I'm going to have the meeting, because it's good information. They talk, I'm helping them. That, to me, that's all that matters. I don't need a big crowd. I get more done with a small group.
Okay. And it's okay. That's no, I have to ask, is it only for the parents of that school, or are you okay? Because
anybody can come.
And so we'll definitely drop that.
Yes,
we'll definitely promote that, because let me tell you, there are parents out there that need, it's like a support group.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
that's what it's like.
Group.
That's what I call it. We make a circle like it's an AA
you
meeting,
may
we
see
have
me
a good
there.
time.
Where were you
when that is a parent support group?
Yeah, where was this when I needed it?
I know, right? And the children are not there, just the parents.
Right, just the parents.
If they show up, we put them in a different room. Like this week, if kids show up, there's a basketball court at the Y. They can go play basketball while
we'll definitely push this, because parents.
I do like that. Now, also, Alton, you are in Florida. What part of Florida is the academy located in?
We're located in Lauderdale Lakes.
I know where it is. She's
so
in
that's
Jersey.
Fort Lauderdale.
That's why.
I'm sorry. So Fort Lauderdale, and Lauderdale Lakes is one of the communities inside of Fort Lauderdale. So it's a smaller suburb or city, and we have a little inner city. So it's not hood, but we are in the neighborhood.
Kinda.
Yeah, we're in the
neighborhood.
Yeah, we're in the neighborhood. So you get my drift.
Carol is in New Jersey, so she.
Okay, bless your heart. You in that cold weather. Oh,
yes.
I woke up this morning to like snow on the ground and on the cars and stuff. Yeah, don't remind me. I'm so jealous of Reese. Every day I talk to her, I'm like, I'm so jealous. But
well, one of our trips is up there, so maybe we'll stop by. We're going to New York next in January or February. So I'm bringing some kids up.
That's my state.
January, February is cold.
Yes, I know, and they want to see snow. So this year they'll get a chance.
That would be nice. So you have sponsors for when you do your trips and stuff? Do you have sponsors?
I look for sponsors. Sometimes I'll get donations or grants, but I am definitely always looking for a sponsor. A lot of my kids would not, or their families would not be able to afford to go on the trips that we do. So we definitely look for sponsors and grants to provide these opportunities.
Well, I'll definitely sponsor. I have a paint bar, and you can invite some of your kids to come to my paint bar where we do painting.
Okay.
Right. So definitely, I'll be a sponsor for one of your kids.
Thank you. Yes, that's gonna be nice. They would like that, because we're going to Wall Street. I want to take them on Wall Street to ring the bell.
They're going to my state. They're going to my home state. So I gotta sponsor
Wall Street area.
But I'll get with you on that. But yes.
Okay. Okay, very
Tell 'em.
good.
Yes.
I love that. So parents, so you don't have to just live in the Lauderdale area, Lakes
No,
area, right?
No.
no.
As long as you
I have
get yourself there.
Yes, I have parents who will send their kids. I had a 22-year-old because the parent said, "I remember you were doing these FBI meetings back when my son was in the 8th grade, and now he's an adult." And he said he left too soon. I told his mom to leave him there, so now he's living with his grandmother, and he's not a mature young man, so she'll send him over to the meetings and he'll participate. He was like, "Look, I needed this. I shouldn't have gone to the public school because they don't give us everything we need, especially being a Black male." So we involve the police. We have the police come and they talk to them about different things that cause attention. If you
Right.
don't do this, we
Right.
don't bother you. So, we try to cover every aspect that they might face. So I treat them as if they're my kids. I'm going to expose you to the same thing I expose my own kids to. So that's where everything comes in. It's like a family environment. We want them to be aware.
And Alton, since we are in the age of technology, right? Right now, if
Yes.
people can't get to the parent cafes or parent support groups, can people like in New Jersey still join in and be a
So
part
you,
of the parent support group?
so you're going to encourage me to put it on Zoom. We do
Zoom,
have a
yep,
Zoom. I have an
virtual.
unlimited Zoom account. I have not done it through Zoom as of yet, but I do have a Zoom account, so I can drop. Let me pull up my Zoom info so I know I'll have my Zoom active
I,
now at my meetings. Let
Because
me
I
pull up
want
my Zoom
everybody
info.
who can hear this right now on the Let's
Yes.
Connect radio show. We have listeners from all across all the different states, as
Okay.
well as we have listeners in the Caribbean, we have listeners in the UK, we have listeners all over. So, there are, and we do a lot of these topics. And that's the reason that I asked you, because, as parents, there is no book
Right.
to tell us.
no, but
There's no
listen.
instruction booklet for parenting. Or if somebody writes it, please, whatever, forget it. My child is different from your child, and what
Yes.
works for you doesn't work for me.
I
Very
told my
good.
mom, I'm like, it's your fault. She said, what is my fault? I said, you made raising us look so easy. I went ahead and had 4 kids. You didn't prepare me for this. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, it's not
every
easy.
child
Hard.
is very, very different. So the support group thing is a great idea that we
Yes.
can support each other, hear different ideas, because one of the things I can imagine is, one, there are going to be challenging parents. How do you deal with challenging parents? We talked a little bit about, you already told us, how you would deal with sometimes some more challenging students, the kids.
Mhm.
And how you empower them by turning them around to help
Mhm.
them to understand where they're going wrong. But how do you deal with challenging parents?
So, and that I'm glad you would ask because I have some. And what I would do is first, I don't make them feel inferior to what I'm saying. I try and be as transparent as and blunt as I can. By doing so, from if a parent is saying something along the lines of, I want to, like I had one parent who refused to teach their kid how to save money, and one of my sessions was about saving money. So I had to bring her in, and we had the conversation because she was taking out what I was implanting in, or planting that seed. She was destroying it. So I explained to her, it's okay to leave your children something, to leave your grandchildren something, because we want to give them a head start. We want to teach kids how to save, invest, to build for tomorrow, whether that's with them or who's behind them. And she said, well, I can't take all my money with me. I mean, she said, I can't, I don't want to leave it here. I want to take it with me. I said, but here you are 85 and you're still working because you haven't saved. I said, if you have saved, if you put some away, you wouldn't be working right now.
Yeah.
So we want to teach our kids how to invest so that they have enough that they can
Right.
save. And it was
Exactly.
just the rawness of the conversation. And even talking to a parent about why my child doesn't respect me, why my child is doing it. So I asked them, tell me, what are you doing for your child? Well, I have a parent who was sending their kid off to the military. And she said, I'm taking them to a hotel on the beach for 3 days. I've fixed his credit. I've made sure he has money in the bank. I bought all his clothes. So when he comes back from this trip or when he comes back from the military, he won't have to ask me for nothing. I said, Mom, the older they get, the more they need you. I said, there's no way he's going to know how to do everything. I said, explain to me, what did he do? He didn't have to do nothing.
Yes.
I said, exactly why you're going to
True.
continue having to do everything.
It's
He doesn't know how to keep his credit clean because you fixed it. He doesn't know how to get a bank account because you did it for him.
I'm a
You did the
fixer
hotel
too.
room.
Yes.
So when they hear that, they're like, oh, but so many people talk to them and they are afraid to tell them the truth. I'm not afraid to tell my parents the truth, so I don't have anything to gain. So,
Well,
and there's no judgment. So they listen to it and they see a result if they try it. And that's
Well,
where
you know
my
what?
difficult parents go.
My 19-year-old is like that. He calls me I'm his mechanic, his banker, his doctor. And I know, and I'm like starting to be like, oh no, you need to do this.
Stop.
Because I realized that if anything happens to me, he's lost.
Correct.
He's
And that's
lost.
that's
He's
the part
only
that
one.
parents
He's
don't
the
get.
only one out of my 3 boys that depends on me for everything.
So you got to let them fall sometimes. You got to let
Yes.
them fall. That's the only way they get up.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah. See,
Man.
that's almost like the saying, at every level, there's another devil. You got to learn that every time they grow, there's going to be a different challenge. So if you continue doing, he's not going to stop. He's just going to keep asking and keep asking and keep asking until you stop. So you just have to teach him how to fend for himself. And that's what we do here. We teach our kids, like one of my sessions is, I'm going to teach you how to call the doctor. Have you ever made your own doctor's appointment? Most of my kids will say, no, my mom does it. Well, let's learn how to call the doctor. We should be able to call the dentist. So I have a session where I've asked the parents to give me their kid's doctor's number. And then we're going to sit and we're going to make our own doctor's appointment and schedule it. So they understand this is something you have to be comfortable doing. This is why most boys don't go to the doctor. We don't have to get those checkups. We're not women, so moms just feel, hey, if you ain't complaining, nothing's wrong. Well, the girls, they go because they have to see the doctor. They have to check. They have to get those things checked. Why don't we do that for our boys? Don't know. So this is where you gotta put them in those situations. Otherwise, we won't do it.
Let me ask you that, going back a little bit, where you're talking about financial. In your school, do you teach, have a course to teach them about financing, budgeting, credit? Is that, because I think it's very important to be in our school.
That's one of my pillars of my mentoring group. I try to include as many kids as possible when I'm doing that particular lesson, because some of my things are very mature, but learning about finances, learning about credit. I had a realtor come, I had a financial advisor come, I had a banker come, and I have someone from a hedge fund. So I have 4 sessions that deal with money. So you can learn how to invest. You can learn why it's important to have a bank account. And right now, everything is going from paper money to either crypto or some type of digital currency. So it was like we went to the Heat game. The Miami Heat arena does not take cash. They were like, well, I don't have a card. Okay, mom, it's time to get them a card, whether it's a Cash App card, whether it's a Greenlight card. You need to teach them how to live. Nobody's using cash anymore. So we do have a finance class session during my mentoring group, because again, there's a different level of maturity to be in it. So I know you're going to consume the information. I make sure you are mature enough, whether you're in the 6th grade. So I have 6th through 12th grade that are allowed to participate in the mentoring group. Now, it is a volunteer basis. It's for 2 hours on a Wednesday after school. So it's from 3 to 5, and they have to be committed to staying. They have to be committed to being a part. So when these different people come, they are going to be there. I know they're there because they want to be, and they're going to provide the information that they need. They're going to be attentive, and they're going to be taking in everything that's given. So that's the buy-in to the mentoring piece. And of course, I'm there. I'm not passing you off. So I'm also learning, or making sure you're learning while these things are going on, because it's just exposure to being a young adult. Now my kids know more than my parents. And this is where that battle comes in, because they're like, we need to save, we need to invest. And the parent is like, no, we can't. So I try to now educate my parents on what we're doing here, because it was them fighting too much back at home with what we were teaching them. So we're planting some good seeds.
Good. I wish I had that back in the day. I wish we had that financial. But before we wrap up, because we could go on and on. This has
I
been
know,
like
I can.
so enlightening, so good. I don't know. I know you have I saw a trailer. Is it a
Yes.
movie that's coming? Can you like give us a little idea of what it's gonna be, and if you can? I don't know if
So
you
we're
can.
doing our own documentary. For 10 years, we have been a secret. We've been a secret so much that the FBI recognized us in 2016, I believe, as the best kept secret in Broward County.
Wow.
So we went to Washington to get that award. But what we're doing in the video is we're trying to bring light to what we're doing here. It's so often that if we were doing something negative, it would have made the news 1,000 times. And here we are changing lives, breaking records, putting kids into college, putting them into entrepreneurship, and we're not getting any recognition for it. So we said, what is the best way to display or showcase what we've been doing here is by showcasing one of our students, one of our graduates. Yes. And fortunately, he is into videos and technology. So we're using his company to record the trailer and the documentary. So the documentary, we're trying to wrap it up by August, but we're going to be recording for the remainder of this year, different things that we do, from the trips to different things that happen in class to the lives of some of the kids here, because following Raul's life and story, if we would have been thinking about it, we should have been recording him when he was here.
Yeah.
Because he had such a positive impact on everybody. He spoke so well. The governor recognized our school, I want to say in 2019, for being, we were the little school that could. We were ranked number 3 amongst private schools as far as academic gains. We were third behind American Heritage and Cardinal Gibbons. So we've always been doing positive things. It's just nobody hears about it. And so this is our way of kind of leaving history, because there are no more history books. It's now history videos. So to leave something that people can always look up on YouTube, now they can see the history of Piney Grove. And some of the students that we put back into the community.
Oh, I absolutely love it. And you mentioned a documentary, and my ears just stood up because I happen to be a voiceover artist.
Oh,
and
really?
One of my specialties is documentary narrations.
Oh.
So I got so excited when you mentioned that. I would love to be a part of that documentary, helping with the narration.
I will let Raul know we have someone who can narrate.
Yes.
Yes.
And she is very good, because if I didn't know it was her, if I didn't know her, I wouldn't know that it's her when she does the voiceover. Yes. So
I enjoy it. And so that's what I do when we're not doing the Let's Connect show. So I would love, when you said that, I was like, what? That's awesome.
Yes.
And the commercials, of course.
Yes.
So so we'll chat with you about that. I wanted to go back real quickly, and I know you have to go, but in terms of I forgot my question that I wanted to ask you. Jake.
Old age.
Yeah, that too. No, I'm so excited, and I had so many things that I wanted to chat about here in my notes. But what are some of the ways, really, to kind of wrap it up, to empower parents? All right, for parents to empower their children, as well as what you're doing, Alton, in the school with the teachers to empower children. And the reason I say that, before you answer, I just want to recognize Lethe. Hey, Lethe. Hey, Sharon. These are our amazing supporters, and they're commenting, Reese. So
I know,
Okay.
They're a part of the conversation. They love being a part of the conversation with us, and including finance classes and guidance and counseling sessions. So these are the comments that they're mentioning, and you talked about this, Alton. So yeah,
So,
thank you,
so
Levy.
So some of the ways to, I guess, empower the parents, I would say you have to start with time, and you start with little things. Like if you all go to dinner, no phones at the table. When I say go to dinner, go to a restaurant. You have to
yes,
meet the kids where they are to bring them where you're at. They're not going to be an adult. So if that requires you to sit next to them while they're playing a video game, play the game with them, befriend your kid, and then they'll open up to you. But if you're always judging, if they can never do anything right, if the conversations are only about what's wrong, they're not going to open up.
yeah,
You
exactly.
have to allow them time to speak. You have to listen when they speak. Most of the times we will overtalk them or already have our mind made up before we have the conversation. The kids realize it, they know it. Kids take notes. My kids were telling me about my patterns. We know when you upset, you in black. Or we know when
Wow.
we know your pattern of you, we know you walk through the house. My own personal kids were telling me, well, I know when you get ready to go out of town, I just know what I need to do to get some money before you go, and then I can do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh, you're studying me.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and do a different playbook. I had to start doubling back when I left home and come back to see if they were leaving when they shouldn't have been. I would come back and check phones. I'm not checking just for the phone I bought. Let me check for phones that your friends might have given you. The goal is to not give up.
Yeah.
I can tell you plenty of stories that my kids have taught me because I remember when I was a kid. So I used to sneak out of the house. I used to do things that weren't wrong because my parents were sleeping. So now this generation, they're doing way more than what I
Oh
was doing.
Lord.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta be
Gotta
a
keep
little
up.
more proactive.
Gotta
Way
keep up.
more.
And that's it. Parents don't want to do that. I'm not gonna chase after my kid. I'm not gonna look after him. I'm not gonna check his phone. Well, then you're gonna lose because they realize when you've given up, when you're going to sleep early, if you don't have things in place, they're going to dominate. I have 7 Ring cameras at my house. You ain't getting by
What?
them. So there's nobody that's gonna come in, nobody's gonna go out. So I'm gonna hear it. And these are some of the things that parents, I'm not gonna buy a Ring camera. Well, you're not going to know when your kid is leaving or coming in the house or sneaking somebody else in. It's just outsmarting your kid. You know what they're going to do because the kid is a part of you. That
Yeah.
kid is one of your characteristics. Each one of my kids, I know everything they're going to do, how they're feeling, what I need to do to get them to calm down because I think about what I would do. How am I feeling? I'm not too big to tell them I've made a mistake or apologize either. That's another part how you get the kid to buy into what you're saying. But if you're too big to say I'm sorry, if you're too big to say you were wrong, they're going to be too small to talk to you because they're going to feel like what's important to them doesn't matter. So these are some of the small things parents can do. Do something small like, hey, let's clean up together, not just tell them to clean up. Let me show you. Like my dad just left here and we just finished putting together a laptop cart. That was time. And he said, you know, I love spending time with you. I get to see you grow. Those are the things that parents don't do enough of. So when there's an opportunity like dinner, like going to their game, like going to see them sing, don't pass it up for work. Say, boss, I gotta leave. Say, can I have some time off? Learn the schedule. If you can't make every game, make 1 or 2. Those moments count. The reason the kids respect me so much
Yeah.
is because I'm always there. I'm there at the program. I'm there. If they play for a park, I'll go to the park game just to build a bond, build rapport. I might not make every game, but I'm going and now hey, you showed up. It's a different level of respect because their parents aren't showing up. So now they respect me more than their own parents because I make time. So parents have to make the time. And then when you make the time, give them your attention. You get in the car, turn the radio down, put your phone down. Even if they don't say anything, ride. Eventually they will, but you have to give them the opportunity to talk. So that's my take on it. And once you try these things, you'll see slow progress because they have to get comfortable with you being able to talk and communicate. those conversations, they go a lot further than the money and the things that we buy.
I'm telling, it's true. And you know you're gonna have to come back. You're gonna have to come back because you are like,
And I'm
hit
listening to everything that
I
you
love
say, and
yes,
I'm internalizing
You,
everything.
yes.
you
I
have
also
to.
parent.
We need this.
And
Parents
Yeah.
need this. Kids need. We need to let.
that's one
kids
of the
hear
reasons
the-
I asked you about the support group, because I
Yes.
need some support as well.
Yeah.
See,
I
there
have
was a
Yeah.
method to her
firecracker.
madness. There's a
Yes,
method to her
yes.
madness.
There
Yes,
Yes.
is. I got
yes.
me a
But we're
firecracker.
definitely, when you we I know we're gonna have you way before the documentary comes back on.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
comes on, but definitely when the documentary gets ready to hit,
Oh, yes.
we're definitely gonna have you back. But oh, I'm already knowing, we know we're gonna have you back on. So
Yes, I
'cause
would
we need
love to
this.
talk more with you. And this is a subject right up our alley. We talk about these types of things on this platform. We like to highlight positive things in our community
Yes.
so that other people can understand, they can listen, they can learn something. You know, of course, we
Yes.
have, you know, just fun topics and stuff
Yes.
too. But something
Mhm.
like this, people need to hear it, people need to know, because a lot of times what you said just now that really touched me was don't give up. And a lot
Right.
of times when,
Oh.
as parents, we are struggling.
Yes,
'cause there are times
frustrated.
when I feel like, because I'm so
Man,
frustrated. I'm like,
you know how many parents give up, and I'm like, no, you gotta get back in there. You
But
gotta
Alton,
get back in there. You gotta
Alton,
get back in there.
yeah,
she's feeling like that. I have one child.
I know,
Can
right?
you imagine me with
With
4?
3,
Okay.
4. Oh my
4.
goodness.
Coming from everywhere. I know. And see,
And that's why I say
I know.
it's so important for parents to hear this. And what you said is informational for parents to understand. This is how we can empower our children, you know.
Yeah.
And something that you said today, I'm pretty sure resonated with someone in our audience today. And even if it's just one parent that learned something
That's
today,
good.
moi,
Yes.
you know, it's so important. And I know a lot of people listening right now have learned a lot. So a
So-
couple good things to wrap up, right?
Real quick before you wrap up,
Go ahead.
I'm thinking the parent cafe, is it every month? You see,
I
I'm
was
like
gonna
focused.
ask that
I'm
too.
focusing on this parent cafe because I'm gonna be like
So-
front and center.
Like, what's the frequency and
what's
the
the
So wait,
time of
frequency
it?
of
so right now it is once a month. It was once every other month, but we've been doing it kind of back to back. So we try to do it the third Monday in the month. So the one in December, it's going to be December 19th. We'll try it again on January 23rd, and then we'll
Okay.
continue that way so that it's some consistency. So we try to do a different location so that we show them different parts of Fort Lauderdale. But I think we might stay at the Y for a while, and we'll go back and forth to the school, because trying to go some places, traffic is bad, and I don't want
Right.
anybody to miss due to
Right.
traffic. But the YMCA is kind of close. You're not on any major streets. It's pretty light on 6 Trunk. So to get there, it's not an issue. And then to get to the school, it's not that bad either. So
Well,
we'll go back and forth there.
Well, we'll definitely promote and definitely, promote that the cafe.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
did you get the Zoom info out of the
Yeah.
chat? I put
Yes.
my
oh
chat.
yeah,
I put
yeah,
the
yeah,
Zoom
we
info
did.
there.
We
so
have that on speed on thing. I know.
Oh, you know we do.
Yeah, Carol will be the
Okay.
first one. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's already in the email and
Okay.
everything. It's already there,
Yes.
Reese. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Yes.
I got that
definitely.
quickly. But if you could do the same for me, Alton, please, so I can have your contact info for what we talked about, the documentary, etc. If you could drop it in the chat for me so I can follow with you. I would love to follow up.
okay.
Oh yeah.
What? Okay. What am I? Okay. Wait. What am I putting in the chat now? Help me.
Your contact.
Oh.
'cause
Okay.
I
Okay.
want to follow with you.
All right. So, show was like really. I actually behaved myself today.
I am surprised. The
Are you
topic
proud?
got you, girl. The
The
topic got you.
topic got me today. Yes, it was. It was needed, and I hope everybody got something out of it who listened. And thanks to JQ for giving me this link with Mr. Alton.
Yes. Thank
so-
you.
And as I said, definitely we have to arrange for some kids to come by my art studio so we can do a little, fun stuff, painting. I love it. have an instructor and also they'll have fun. So,
All right,
yeah.
all right.
All right.
Anything different, I like it. Anything
Yeah.
different, I'm down for
Yeah.
exposing them to it.
Yes. So, and we'll definitely drop your contact, in our on our page, and get you some supporters, get you some donations.
Yes, yes.
It's for the kids.
Okay.
So
Yes,
we'll definitely get.
absolutely.
Yes, we'll
And,
definitely.
I have your contact, but however, for us to publish this, because afterwards we'll upload the episode to our YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
So
Okay.
people can just go there and check it out.
Oh,
But
also, sorry, go ahead.
how are you so excited? Wow, girl, wait a minute.
Boy, I tell you.
You're excited today. You love this topic. Oh my goodness.
And to
And
know I'm
right,
working on 4 hours of sleep, right? And it just hurt me up.
this is
Glad
your
I could do
caffeine
that.
right now.
Glad I
This is
can bring some energy. Yes.
Yes.
But Alton, so how can folks, maybe people in the forget where in Florida you are, and please forget,
Lauderdale Lakes,
Lauderdale Lakes.
right?
Yeah.
How can people in Lauderdale Lakes or the surrounding areas find you and maybe contact you to talk about the parent cafe,
Okay.
or just
To
entrance
get a tour of, because Jake, you said we could get a tour, which is
Okay.
I did a
What's the
tour.
public information that we can provide on our YouTube for you?
Okay, so you can put my IG accounts. I have a Principal Dad IG, so they can find me there on Principal Dad. So that's one that they can look up. Also, they can follow the school, Piney Grove Academy, on IG, and they will definitely see me there a lot as well. And then
That's
the
on IG
information.
too? Okay.
Yes, both of them, Principal Dad and Piney Grove Academy. So it should be Principal period or Principal dot Dad.
Okay.
And then the Instagram for the school is just the school name, one word. And then the contact information for the school, the website is again the school name, pineygroveacademy.org. You can email me. My name, it's Alton, or info, that's right, info@pineygroveacademy.org, so that my secretaries get it, so that I'm not getting everything. So info@pineygroveacademy.org, and then the school phone number is 954-735-1470.
Lovely school too.
Yes, thank you.
Lovely school. I got one a tour. Yeah.
And folks can call the school to get
trying.
a tour of the school at whenever
Yes.
it's being offered. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
they can find out about our programs. Like, I didn't even mention my aviation program and the drone program, but we have an aviation program that we partner with Florida Memorial University, where we try to
Wow.
expose kids to learn how to fly. And if they are serious about the program, in 3 years, they can have their private pilot's license. So
Wow.
Wow.
we definitely open things up. And if they don't want to fly, they can do drones. We have a drone program. So we teach the kids how to fly drones and have a drone racing team. So these are opportunities that are for the future, because you can get a lot of jobs flying drones for the police, for real estate, for construction, FP&L. You can do a lot of things with aviation.
I absolutely love that.
Love it.
And I don't know, I would assume, and you know what they say about people who make assumptions, but I would assume that you don't have a whole lot of Black and brown folks in that area in that field. So I love the fact that you are training these children to get into that, so that they understand that and they're aware of it.
Right.
I
That's
don't know
what
how
we
many
do.
people are aware
Exposure.
of that.
Exposure. So even
And
if you
also-
don't, you won't be afraid of it.
I absolutely love that, folks. So if you're interested in your kids learning about aviation in that program and possibly completing getting their license in that 3-year program, please, this is something that you want to check out. And
Love it.
also tell me quickly about Cubes in Space NASA program.
Yeah, so that's also a part of our aviation program, because obviously you have to learn how to fly before you can be an astronaut. So we partner with NASA because we have some really smart kids, and we were blessed with the opportunity for 2 years in a row to send a experiment into space. So they do this and every year, I want to say it's at Wallop in Virginia Beach, where they have another NASA and they send rockets up into space. So we partner with some of the scientists from NASA and they come down to Fort Lauderdale and they meet with us here at the school or at the Museum of Discovery and Science. And we will go through what it takes to go into space. What are some things that we are trying to prepare for? So they will get different ideas from the kids. And then I think our experiment was, how does space travel impact enamel in your teeth? So
Wow.
we had to partner with the dentist and we worked with the scientists to talk about how they grind their teeth when they're taken off and how it impacts the tooth density when they're up in the space. So we were trying to figure out a way to help that problem. So if we have to live on Mars or live out of space, we're prepared with not losing our teeth first. So
Oh,
we do those kind of experiments with cubes in space. I'm trying to remember what our other experiment was, but they only take, I want to say 50 projects. So it's like one person or one group from every state. And we were fortunate enough to do it 2 years in a row
Wow.
from Florida. So we were the Florida representative. So that's, again, one of the stories that doesn't get any recognition,
Wow.
but that's something that we just do. We didn't, we tried to get the news involved, but it wasn't what they wanted to cover. So we were just there and it was something we've been doing. So it is definitely an experience. Like I said, we traveled, we took 10 kids to Virginia on a plane. So a lot of them, it was their first time flying and then their first time seeing a rocket take off. So we watched this rocket travel completely around the globe, because that's what we were able to watch it take off from the ground. And then we went into a theater to watch it actually traveling while it was in outer space. So it was definitely an experience. And again, it was the exposure for the opportunity.
Wow. That's so
Yes.
exciting. Reese, wasn't that exciting? Didn't that wake
I'm
you up
sorry?
again?
I need to go into one of his programs, I'm telling you. But
Oh, I'm so
I just-
excited.
once again, thank you so much for coming on and just talking about this was very, very good. And looking forward to our next interview, because he'll definitely be
Yes.
back.
All right. I
Definitely.
appreciate it. I enjoyed
Yes.
talking to you ladies.
Yes, thank you again. And yes, people, that was Alton.
Alton
Alton-
Bolden from the Pine
Alton
Grove
Bolden from
Academy.
the Piney Grove Academy.
Yes, we
Yes,
are
yes,
so thrilled and we're so honored that you actually took the time to talk with us
Yes.
today and our listeners. And we just really wanted to drop some knowledge on everybody. We like to say we dropped some gems on everybody today.
Yeah.
Yes, we
And
did.
we're hoping, if anybody who's listening, please reach out to Mr. Alton Bolden. Well, you're not going to reach him directly, but reach out to the school, Pine Grove Academy, and get some more information, because this is something you want to look into. There's so much to learn there for your children, and we're excited. So we hope that you're excited as well, and do not stop trying to support and uplift your children.
Oh, real quick, you're having a Christmas. You see, I'm just so like, you're having
Throwing
a
everything in, girl.
I'm doing,
I know,
yeah.
I'll be
You're having a
forgetting to say
Christmas
stuff.
pageant. Yeah, I know
Yes.
you have to go. I know you have to go.
No, I'm looking at my board. I have a board. You can't see my board, but I have a board with all of my different things on it. I'm looking, I forgot. Yeah, December 22nd.
See?
December 22nd is my Christmas program.
A night of Christmas cheer.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. So let's support them, okay? So give us that information so we can put it on our Facebook page. All right.
Yes.
I won't be in town, but definitely we'll go ahead and put it out there.
7
Yes,
o'clock.
we want to support the school. We want to support your program. We want to
Yes.
support what you are doing, because we think it's amazing. And
Yes.
these are the things that we like to support. So thank you, Alton.
Thank
for
you again,
coming.
Alton.
I will reach out to you separately for the voiceover stuff like we talked about. but
Okay,
we wanna
yes.
Thank you.
All righty. Have
All right.
a good holiday, okay?
All right. You too.
All right. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
right, bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. All right, Miss
Yes.
Reese.
Yes, ma'am. That was awesome. Loved it.
Oh, that was such an amazing
It
conversation.
was well needed.
Ah.
Hopefully the next time we have him on there, we'll have some kids listening in on too. Cause that is
Well, we have to
important.
arrange that,
Yeah,
and we
that's what
have
I'm saying.
lots of kids that, as you know, in our listening audience, like when we had the mental health for the teens and stuff, we had those amazing young people that chatted with us. So next time we have them come on, because that was the idea also. But listen, we will ask him when he has time to come again, and we will have
I have the connection, so don't worry. And let me say,
nice.
and I want to thank JQ because she's listening. Thank you, JQ, for giving us that link
Wow.
for him. So
Thank
yes,
you so much. This was an
yes,
amazing,
yes,
amazing. I enjoyed it so much. And, I don't want to keep on harping on it, but listen, I want to support, I love supporting things like this, positive and reinforcement for our kids. So yes, we're excited, we're happy. And Mr. Alton Bolden was so eloquent in the way
yes,
he expressed everything, he explained everything, and he has so much to share with the community and
yes.
with helping your children, and you need to be aware of it, everybody. If you're not, look it up. So we're going to repeat the contact for you folks right now. If you have a pen and paper, go grab your pen, grab your notebook, like I always say, and I will give you the info again for him. His Instagram is principal.dad. So it's at principal, PRINCIPAL.dad.
Yep.
The other Instagram is Piney Grove Academy. So that's at P as in Peter, INEY, Grove, GROVE, Academy, ACADEMY. That's the handle on Instagram. And for the school, if you just want to go to the website and learn more and scroll around like I did earlier today, it's www.PINEYGROV as in Victor E academy.org. So that's pineygroveacademy.org. And also, if you want to shoot him an email, everybody, feel free to do so. It's info@pineygroveacademy.org.
Yes.
And last but not least, the school's telephone number. For those of you who want to schedule a tour, you might want to go get a tour of the premises or learn a little bit more about their upcoming activities. You might want to learn about the Parent Cafe. So call and ask some questions about the school. You can call the school, which is Piney Grove Academy, at 954-735-1470. You heard it here, everybody.
And with that being said, it's time to go bye-bye. Yes.
We've come to the end of another awesome show.
And thank you guys for joining us. And as we'll be back on next week for another show, another great show. As the holidays coming up and everything. So yeah, we'll be back next week.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you, all of our friends who've joined us and our friends out there in Radio Land, on My Turn Radio, as well as we're thanking you in advance, all of our people out on our YouTube channel who are checking us out there. Okay, we thank you guys for joining us. As usual, this is the show called Let's Connect, the show where you find.
I forgot our saying. I do apologize. I'm working on 4 hours sleep. Don't judge me. So you just say it. I'm totally blanked out.
All right, everybody.
More compassion
for Reese, because Reese is half asleep right now. I'm looking at her and I'm like, okay, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake.
What is it? More compassion?
Yes. This is the show called Let's Connect, the show where you find
more compassion,
more empathy, and
less
judgment. Thank you, everybody. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. We promise. We'll be back next Monday.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.